Hello and welcome to Fearless DIY Music. My name is Tristan Lass, and today I want to talk about boutique guitars like the one that I am holding right here. Right up front, gotta say that my definition of a boutique instrument is that it was hand built by one person, just as this instrument was. This particular guitar was built by Todd Milet in Portland, Oregon, of Portland Fretworks fame. He owns a really great repair shop there and a custom guitar building facility as well. And Todd is a great person, a person that I knew for years, both professionally, and we also struck up a friendship on the side as well, which is how this guitar came to be. If I hadn't had a relationship with Todd, this guitar probably would have remained outside of my price range. So I want to talk a little bit about this instrument in particular, but also along the way talk about things that everybody should think about when they're thinking about having an instrument built, either a custom instrument or if they're going to go to a boutique shop where things are already, have already been made, and you're going to go and lay out a lot of cash for some sort of handcrafted instrument. Now, this particular guitar was born of an idea that I had where I wanted a Gibson body, ladder braced, all Honduran mahogany, but I wanted a Martin neck on it. So this has a Martin scale length on a Gibson body. Normally a Gibson scale length on this type of guitar would be around 24.75 inches. Instead, this has the standard Martin scale, which is much longer, pushing around 25 inches. I'm not remembering exactly what the Martin scale length is right this moment, so I will put that down below. Anyway, so I've got the Martin scale and a Martin neck profile on a Gibson body with LGO bracing. And I handpicked all the woods, so this is it's all ebony and Honduran mahogany, the whole guitar. Bone nut, bone saddle. You've got nice. Also, these the bridge pins are also ebony, and I opted to go with cool open back vintage tuners on there. And it's a very simple, understated guitar, all just really simple black binding. I do have side dots on it, but no other fret markers except for the 12th fret, where I have a little custom logo. Used to be the band I was in, Play, had a logo that was a play button. So the play button is the 12th fret marker. It's an innocuous thing, but Todd was like, "Are you sure you want to put your band logo on the guitar? Because the band could break up." And of course the band broke. 2008 was the last year that I played a show with that band, and it's also the year this guitar was completed, so it's kind of funny. But the circle with the triangle, not a big deal. It could be anything. So I'm super happy with the instrument. Like I said, I've had it for 16 years. I play it quite a bit. My Gibson LGO still kind of wins the day, but this is a superb instrument. It's great for finger picking. It's got great clarity. It records well. And if I was going to go out and do a show, I would use this because I do have the K&K transducer in their system, so it is fully pluggable as well. So this is a good performance guitar. If I had to go do a night in a club or a night in a coffee house or wherever, I could sit with this guitar all night and I would be totally comfortable, and it would cover all my tonal needs. The beauty of having a boutique instrument or having something built for yourself, a custom instrument, is that if you're designing it, you can dictate every single part of the build, as long as you're working with a luthier who is willing to listen to you and, go on the journey with you rather than fight against you. I would advise that if you are looking at doing something like that, if the builder is very particular or unwilling to do things that you would like to see because of, well, they know better and that wouldn't work, or they have a certain style that doesn't necessarily jibe with your vision, don't do it, because you're going to put a lot of money out there and you're going to end up with something that you're not 100% happy with. And when you walk away from something like this, you want to make sure that you're 100% happy. And speaking of happiness, so I've just, kind of said what I use this guitar for, but yet I still go for my Gibson LGO, my older one, my early 60s one. And that's just because I have a relationship with that guitar that is older than my relationship with this one. It just fits me perfectly, and I wanted to capture some of that magic in this guitar, and some of it is there, but I also wanted something where it had a little bit bigger scale length and a little bit wider string spacing for finger picking in particular. And this guitar delivers that. I also wanted a platform that was more neutral because my LGO definitely has a lot of character. This guitar has character, but it also has a lot of clarity. It's more of a precision instrument, if you know what I mean. This is like a hi-fi sounding guitar, and that works great in a lot of situations. Like I said, if I was going to do a show in front of people through a PA system, this guitar is going to bury the LGO. However, in a room just strummed with a microphone in front of it, in a controlled environment, the LGO still wins for tonal, my tonal preferences. Now, you have to realize that if you go down this road as well, let's pretend like you have the money, you've decided on a luthier, you have your vision, the two things are lining up and you're going to do it. When you get the final product, be prepared to not get, it's not going to be as good as you think it's going to be, because it's going to be so built up in your imagination. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is like the absolute perfect guitar. I was a little underwhelmed by this guitar at first. Some of it's come through age, some of it's come with me just kind of like setting it up a little bit more the way that I like it. Over time, I have grown to really adore the sound and character of this particular instrument and its playability. But at first, I was both frightened of it because I didn't want to hurt it. Fortunately, I put a ding in it like right away, so I got a little ding right there, and that kind of, opened the door to be like, okay, it's okay to play this, it can get scratches on it, it can get dings. So you're scared of it in that way, or at least I was. And then also, I had really high expectations. And when I first played it, I was like, oh, this is too bright and clear and clean sounding. I wanted it to be a little bit dirtier sounding like my vintage guitar was. And that's just not going to happen. This guitar will eventually become fully beat in, maybe not in my lifetime, but hopefully I'll be able to pass this on to somebody who will play it and beat it in completely, so that it's got that 70, 80 years of age on it, that I'm sure it will just really sound amazing in that time frame. But you have to you should be excited, and you should have high expectations, and you should be demanding of the end product, but it's not, just be prepared. Be prepared that it may not be exactly what you envisioned. Also, instruments, especially acoustic guitars, maybe not so much with the boutique electric, but with boutique acoustics, wood is wood and wood is different. Every guitar sounds different. You could play 100 high-end Martins, all the same model, HD 28s, and they're all going to sound a little different. So no matter how much work you put into the front end and the planning and the building and the finishing of the instrument, you never know exactly what you're going to get, and that's part of the risk. So you have to weigh all of those things up against a large, you're going to be putting a large sum of money on the table regardless. I can't think of, going to a master builder anywhere within, a radius where you can drive to them, where it's going to be less than a few $1,000s to have something like this built. That is just the reality of the situation, to get something that is truly boutique. All of that being said, do I have any regrets? I have zero regrets about this guitar. It is a unique instrument. Like I said, it's half Gibson, it's half Martin. It fulfills pretty much 90% of my desires for a guitar. The one thing that it doesn't have 70 years of age on it. If it did, I'm sure that this guitar would be the only guitar that I play. And if I played it more, I would get, I would break it in, I would beat it in sooner. And so I've been endeavoring to do that. Over the past couple years, I've really lowered the action, gotten it dialed in, and I've really been playing it a lot more. and I just noticed it's starting to bloom and open up more and more and more. And I kind of regret that the first 14 years I had it, I wasn't playing it as much as I should have. Anyway, I just wanted to, I've showcased a lot of budget stuff. I've showcased a lot of DIY stuff. I did want to, discuss this particular guitar because, I have a few things in my collection that are like this. And I just thought, well, I've been kind of teasing it in some videos for a while and thought it was just time to bust it out and show you guys my boutique Milet. If you've made it this far into the video, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. Also, anything in the comment sections, any questions that you have, I will, I'm happy to field any questions for people who are in the Portland area. If they want to go down to Portland Fretworks and talk to Todd, you can of course reference this video, and he would probably be happy to see you and talk to you about any questions that you may have. And like I said, like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. And I'm just going to do a little bit of mild finger picking to play out the video. You take care, and we'll see you next time.